Hello, my name is Alexandra Sigler, and I am recording this video for Personal Growth 120 at San Diego City College. And today I'm going to walk you through how to apply for a California State University. So first and foremost, you need to have an idea of the campus you're wanting to apply for and the majors that you're wanting to apply for. Now, when you go into the application, it will give you a breakdown of all the campuses available and all of the majors available. But, in an effort to not waste your time, you're going to want to have an idea ahead of time so that way you can continue with the application smoothly. So you also need to make sure that you have $55 per application. So if you're wanting to apply to 5 different schools, 55 times 5 is how much you're going to have. So the other thing you want to have before starting this process is a copy of your transcripts from both a community college and your high school, or wherever, any colleges that you went to, any transcripts you have. In this video, I'm going to be tailoring it towards as if you graduated from a community college first with an associate's degree, because I'm assuming that's what most people watching this will have done. So once you have all that information and you're ready to start the application, you're going to want to go to CSU, California State University, mentor.edu. So csumentor.edu. And it will take you to it'll say, do you want to apply? And then you say, yes, apply now. There are specific dates for each semester when you can apply. It's not just open application anytime. So for spring 2018, it began August 1st, and then application deadline for most of the colleges is September 30th, 2017. So you want to double check your major and your campus that you're wanting to apply for, because there were some that were a little bit earlier, but the majority is September 30th. And then for fall 2018, which again presumably most people are going to be applying for, open applying time is October 1st, and I believe it closes November 30th. So you have a good 2 months to put in your application and get it together. But obviously the earlier you apply, the better, the sooner they're going to review your application, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure you're within those time frames. You cannot start your application for your desired semester unless you're within that time frame. Okay, so first it's going to want you to make an account like every website ever. So you're going to put in your basic information, make a username, make a password, etc., etc. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You just follow the steps. Then on the next page, it's going to want you to put in what you're applying for, undergraduate or graduate. So obviously most of you is going to be an undergraduate. And then it's going to say, are you straight out of high school? Are you a transfer student, etc., etc. So again, we're going to put transfer student from a California community college, because you get preferential application status with a California community college versus, say, Arizona or some other state. So you're going to put that in there, and then it's going to ask you where you went and all that. So then you go to the next page, and then it has like 3 modules, and you're going to have to complete all of them. So the first is personal information, which has 6 sections, and that's again pretty self-explanatory. I won't go through it too much, but just basically like your bio, like who you are, your name, your date of birth, etc., etc., your gender, and then contact information, obviously super important, so they can tell you if you got in or not. Your citizenship and all of that stuff. It also will want to know if you are in the military, if you're a military spouse, all of that information, if you're a veteran. It does ask you race and ethnicity questions, which I believe you can decline to respond if you're uncomfortable with. But, they just use it for reporting information. And then it asks some other miscellaneous information. Are you in good standing with your last school? Have you ever been disciplined for academic performance? What is the size of your households? Are you an employee of a CSU, etc., etc., etc. So that's all the basic information. So you just go through and fill that out. Again, there's 6 sections. So little bit time consuming and detailed. But then once that's complete, you can move on to the second module, which is academic history. So that's the very, very detailed section, and where you're going to need all of your transcripts. So it's going to want to know all the high schools you attended, all the colleges you attended, all of your GPAs, and then you're going to manually input your classes and the grades that you got, especially for transfer students, because they want to see that you did those core classes like the 4 basic, the English, the math, etc., etc. It's also going to want to know if you did any AP classes and AP tests that will qualify as credit. It's going to want to know if you did like the SAT or your SAT scores, your ACT scores, all of that good stuff, and all the other ones, the TOEFL and everything. And then what else? Let's see. It's going to want to know if you took the CLEP, the college level examination program, if you participated in that, and the international baccalaureate. So any of that stuff you're going to want to put in there. Obviously, the more you have, the better it looks for you, especially the better grade you have, of course. So that's going to be a good chunk of time. So when you go to do that, again, you can always save and come back later. So if you get halfway through it and you're like, this is too much, let me come back, that's totally fine. It'll save your work. You just sign out, come back the next day, a week later, whatever. Just make sure you don't miss the deadline, and you can come back in and continue. So you get all the academic history in there, get it good to go. And then there's a third module that's supporting information. So that's achievements. If you were involved in any clubs or you had any special academic awards or achievements of any kind, you're going to want to enter it there. Again, the more you put, you don't want to put frivolous things. You only want to put applicable things that speak to your credits as a student. But the more supporting information you put, the better. It might put you above the person that you're battling against for that spot. So when you're all completed, the modules will each turn green, meaning that you've completed it. So then you are going to go ahead and you want to make sure that you have all your schools in there that you're wanting to apply for. Most people apply for more than one. You don't have to, obviously. You can apply for just one, but probably want to have a backup. It can't hurt. So you want to make sure those are all in there so you don't have to go back in and do another school. You don't have to do them separate. You can do it all at once. Then you're going to want to go in and go ahead and submit the application. So again, you're going to have to make sure you have the money, unfortunately. It is how it is. And then you hit submit all. You can choose and wait if you want to submit one at a time for whatever reason. It'll let you do that, but I don't see why you would. So you can go ahead and submit all, and then you're good to go. And then it does have a check status area, so you can come back, every couple weeks and check. If you're like me, you'd be on there like every day checking. But you certainly don't have to. They send you an email and a letter in the mail if you're accepted, I believe. So you don't have to check it, but obviously it's an exciting thing that most people want to check. So yeah, so that's the process. Thank you for your time and watching, and good luck.